Hey curious, when I say the name Pamela Anderson to you, surely the former model and actress will need no introduction. She appeared in one of the world's most famous magazines, as well as starred in one of the most well-known shows of all time, though her private life also has kept her in the spotlight all of those years, at times for all of the wrong reasons. But how exactly did the Canadian actress rise to fame? Why was her relationship with Tommy Lee so controversial from the very beginning? And what is the new show, which Lily James will play Pamela Anderson, is about? Well, you better stay with me until the very end to find out all the latest information, but before we continue, don't forget to turn on the notifications and subscribe to our channel. Before the role that changed her life, Pamela Anderson, who was born on July 1st of 1967 in Ladysmith, Canada, started her career in modeling. Following her graduation from high school, she worked as a fitness instructor before her discovery. She was attending a Canadian football game when she made an appearance on the stadium's giant screen in a very V-shaped form t-shirt. And if you know anything about Pamela, then you will understand why that got people's attention. The logo on her t-shirt was from an adult beverage company that saw the opportunity to hire her to appear on their adverts. It wasn't long before her talent was appreciated and another offer came in, and this time from Playboy magazine, where she would appear on numerous covers. Seeing that her modeling career took off, Anderson tried her luck in acting, and that too obviously paid off for her. Her first big break came knocking in 1991, and she played Tool-Time Girl on the sitcom Home Improvement. And while appearing on that show, she caught the attention of casting agents of the show, and that would change her life forever. Around that time, the producers of the worldwide hit series Baywatch were looking to replace Erika Eleniak, who had just left due to the fact that she had began feeling uncomfortable with the direction that the show was going. Now, for those of you who might not have watched this show that portrayed the lives of Malibu lifeguards, you would have surely heard of it. The show had been mentioned so many times, and it had been parodied so much, and of course, the 2017 movie that starred Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson and Zac Efron. You know, if you want to know more about Efron and what he's been up to recently, then be sure to click on the link above. But stay with me to find out about all the new series about Pamela. Thanks to Anderson joining the cast, and thanks to many of the famous shots of the characters in swimsuits running around the beach, you know exactly which ones we're talking about. The show was such a great success, and it became the highest rated program worldwide, and which did translate nicely into Pamela's bank account, as according to CelebrityNetWorth.com, during the peak of the show, she would earn as much as $6.6 million per season. While her career thrived thanks to the series, it didn't translate all that well into a career on the big screen, as she did appear in several more shows and made small appearances in movies throughout her career, most often as herself. And another show that appeared was titled VIP, and it aired from 1998 to 2002. And while it didn't have as much success as Baywatch, it did run for 4 seasons. So several of the more famous movies that she appeared in would be like 2002 Scooby-Doo, Scary Movie 3, the 2008 parody film The Superhero Movie, where she portrayed Invisible Girl, and obviously you couldn't have a Baywatch movie without her making an appearance where she reprised her role of CJ Parker from the hit show. And as the case often is in Hollywood, her love life had made headlines quite often. And let's quickly take a trip down to February of 1995, when Pamela Anderson and Motley Crue rocker Tommy Lee had said their coveted "I do" just 96 hours after going on their first time. The ceremony took place on a beach, and which to People magazine her mother was not happy about, and that was due to the fact that she knew nothing about it. And speaking to the publication, she said that she had learned of her daughter's wedding because of the article, and that she had no idea who Lee was. Well, it was a hasty marriage. I guess they had other things to plan rather than contact their loved ones. The couple have 2 sons together, Brandon Thomas, who was born in June of 1996, and Dylan Jagger in December of 1997, though their marriage turned out to be far from perfect, as during it Lee was arrested for spousal abuse, and he spent 4 months in the Los Angeles County Jail. Following that, the pair had divorced in 1998, though they would continue to be on and off again, as it is, you know. In 2008, People magazine had reported that the couple was back together and trying to make it work, but that was mainly for the sake of the 2 sons. And later on, other men would appear in her life, such as Kid Rock Rock, Rick Salomon, to allegedly Julian Assange, but that's a story for another day. But that is not where it all ends. Their relationship continued to make headlines well into 2018. In 2001, she had filed for sole custody of her children, as according to Evening Standard, the actress revealed that her sons were not safe with their father, and that during their altercation that caused her to file for divorce and for Lee to be arrested, it occurred when she was holding their son in her arms, feeding him. And she also accused her ex-husband of showing their sons graphic videos, using obscene language around them, and she even claimed that when they came from visiting him, they would suffer from nightmares. And as recently as 2018, the pair were arguing again after Lee had accused his oldest son Brandon of striking him, and after being released from the hospital, he took to his social media to post a photo of his injury with the caption, "My heart is broken. You can give your kids everything they could ever want in their entire lives and still turn against you." Though, as People magazine reported, a source told them that the young man did so in self-defense after his father got intoxicated. So Anderson took to her blog where she criticized Tommy's actions and called him a disaster spinning out of control. There was also the time when Pamela revealed that she had been diagnosed with hepatitis C, and which, according to a report by Entertainment Weekly, she had contracted when an artist had used the same apparatus without changing it to do both their tattoos. And in the report, she claimed that he never revealed to her that he was suffering from the same disease during the time that they were married. And though despite the doctors allegedly not giving the actress good prognosis, she was involved in experimental treatment and was doing good. Though those things probably weren't the most famous incident that had defined their marriage. Long before there was Paris Hilton and Rick Salomon and Kim Kardashian and Ray J, there was Pamela Anderson and Tommy Lee. And now we are sure that you know what all of this alludes to. And yes, it is a homemade adult video. According to a Rolling Stone article, the tape was filmed during their honeymoon and was for their private viewing, but it was stolen in 1995 by an electrician who worked on their house and who they refused to pay, and who allegedly Lee had pointed a weapon at. Could that have been the electrician's payback? He allegedly made copies of it and sold it by mail order for $60. But alas, what happened and eventually and then the recording had made its way out into the world, which as you can imagine caused quite the scandal. Though, as you can imagine, as it was in this case, or both of Hilton and Kardashian, such a thing was the way to get more famous and make money. However, in a 2015 interview, Watch What Happens Live with Andy Cohen, the Baywatch star had revealed that they were offered money for it, and even photographer and founder of Penthouse magazine, Bob Guccione, offered the couple millions for it. But they refused as it was already out there and the damage had already been done. And they said that they decided not to get involved in that any further than they already were in. So they had also filed a $10 million lawsuit that prevented anyone from profiting, but they later signed the copyright over to the Club Love founder Seth Warofsky, who cut a deal with Vivid Entertainment to legally sell physical copies of the movie. However, it seems that this tape and its story is what inspired a new Hulu series that is limited, and yes, you heard that right. According to Collider, a series that is currently in the works is currently titled Pam and Tommy, and it is set to be produced by Seth Rogen, who according to the publication is likely to co-star as the man who stole it. And the biggest buzz around it, besides the plot itself, is that Mamma Mia's Lily James and Marvel's Sebastian Stan are set to play the titular roles. While the casting for the roles is brand new information and this project has been in the works for quite a while, but struggled to get by as the producers couldn't cast the right people for the role of Pamela. And initially James Franco was set to direct it and the star Tommy Lee, but due to several troubling allegations that was made against him and stopped the production back until 2018, the Deadline had also reported that neither Anderson nor Lee are involved in this production, however they had been made aware of it. And while Pamela's blonde bombshell looks and Playboy and Baywatch days brought her fame and recognition in the form of an image, and that is just how most people remember her, it is interesting to see how Lily James will fare in the role of this iconic figure of the 90s, as well as how the series will be portrayed and do in general. And while Anderson's relationships had made headlines many of times, so had James's in recent times, especially when she was seen getting cozy with actor Dominic West, who is a married married man, and if you want to know more about what exactly happened, then be sure to click on the link above. Right now, not much is known about when the show will air, or IndieWire has reported that it is set to start shooting in the spring of next year, given that the ongoing pandemic doesn't change the plans. So curious, what do you think about the topic's idea? Will the series be a success? Did you know about the troubles of Pamela that she went through? And what do you think about the casting choices of Anderson and Lee? Let me know in the comments below, and as always, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel.